welcome back to another great episode of WCU Weekly. I'm your host, Sarah Collins.
And I'm Evan Vaitia. As always, WCU Weekly is here to give you the latest updates on campus news, events, and more.
Less than a month left of the semester, and it is getting busier than ever.
Yeah, between assignments, papers, and exams, I can attest to the tired college student stereotype.
I've had a couple of late-night studying sessions recently myself, so a mid-afternoon nap has been in my daily schedule.
Before we know it, though, Sarah, the semester will be over, and we will be wishing to be back here.
You are so right, Evan. Every time I find myself complaining, I remember that this is the time I will unfortunately never get back. Have to soak in every moment, the good and the bad.
Yeah, a little motivational quote. I like it. And a good motto to stand by.
With all of the stress that comes with nearing the end of the semester, it may be a good idea to take some time to try something new around campus. Let's check out the events being offered this week.
On Monday, April 14th, there will be a blood drive hosted by the Student Nurses Association of Pennsylvania. If you'd like to have your blood checked or would like to donate some blood, be sure to sign up on the Ram Connect. The event takes place in Sykes Ballroom from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., but signing up is required. It's sure to be a bloody good time.
WCU Studios will be holding their annual festival, The Rammies, this Tuesday, April 15th. Starting at 7:30 p.m. in Sykes Theatre, there will be a screening of student-created films by our very own WCU students. Following the viewing of these films, there will be an awards ceremony where cash prizes will be awarded to these students. This free event is open to all WCU students, faculty, and staff. Be sure not to miss out by registering on RamConnect.
I'm Jack Williamson, and I'm the dramaturg and assistant stage manager.
Hi, my name is David Gold, and I'm the producer, and I am playing Alan.
Hi, I'm Kellyanne Pritchard. I am stage manager for God of Carnage as well as props co-master.
Hi, my name is Lauren Kirshner. For God of Carnage, I am co-props, co-marketing, and I'm playing Veronica.
Hi, my name is Onia Warren, and I am playing Annette, and I am the costume designer.
I'm Tyndall, I'm playing Michael, and I am doing lights.
The story of God of Carnage revolves around two sets of parents who come together once their kids get into a fight on the playground.
Through the show, we see these parents kind of becoming children themselves, acting in this kind of childish manner, throwing fits at each other.
They become more immature as the story goes on.
It does. It does get crazy.
Veronica, she just loses it.
They're just all kind of just making fun of Alan.
Alan is doing
I feel like there's a lot of good life lessons you can learn from being in this process, I think. Yeah.
We're all encouraged to try to do a position that we've never done before so we can learn it while we're about to go out into the world.
It's a little bit more difficult, but it's a little bit more real, and it's been a fun challenge.
I just feel like I'm just helping in the way I never thought I'd be able to help other people in theater.
You can get tickets in the EO Bowl box office or online. They're $10 each, and you should totally come and bring all of your friends.
Come buy your tickets and see God of Carnage.
You're gonna wanna.
Sounds like an exciting couple of events, especially the Rammies, not to be biased or anything.
On another note, that warm weather we were having for a while there seems to have gone away. What's going on with that, Evan?
I don't know, Sarah. Very windy, very cold, lots of April showers. It feels like we're heading in the opposite direction of spring and summer.
I know, and I am not a fan of it. Until then, I'll be hoping for warm, sunny days to be headed our way. Let's send it over to Ariana now for our 5-day weather forecast for this week.
Hello, Westchester. Welcome back to another episode of WCU Weekly. I'm Ariana Lane, here to give you this week's 5-day weather forecast. We'll start the week off on Monday with a high of 66 and a low of 41, with cloudy skies throughout the day. Tuesday will bring a high of 61 and a low of 45, with rain throughout the day. Moving through the week, we will see a high of 51 and a low of 41 on Wednesday, with pretty high-speed winds throughout the day and night. Thursday will bring sunshine with a high of 57 and a chilly low of 37. Finally, we end the week on Friday with a high of 54 and a low of 43, with rain throughout the day. That's all for this week's 5-day weather forecast. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Ariana Lane, sending it back to the desk.
Thank you, Ariana. Sounds like some typical weather for the month of April.
Baseball season is in full swing. Ha! See what I did there?
Unfortunately, I did. And speaking of baseball, I have to say the Phillies have a pretty good record right now.
That is great news, especially since I'm going to my first ever Phillies game this Thursday. I could not be more excited.
Wow, sounds like a great time. And don't forget to get a ballpark dog.
Don't worry, it was already on my agenda.
Well, with all this talk about baseball, I'm interested in hearing about what our Golden Ram athletes are up to. Sending it over now to Kevin for our full schedule of sporting events this week.
How we doing, Dub C? I'm Kevin Cohn, back again for another sports rundown. Men's and women's track and field will be competing in the Paul Donahue Invitational on Friday and Saturday in Chester in preparations for the Penn Relays next week. Men's golf will head to Indiana, Pennsylvania, for the Cecil C. Spadafora Invitational. Softball hits the road twice this week, to Kutztown on Tuesday, Mansfield on Friday, before heading back home on Saturday to play Shippensburg. Men's and women's tennis will travel to Maryland on Wednesday to take the court against the Bobcats of Frostburg State. Baseball have a home-and-home series with Bloomsburg this upcoming weekend. I know it's weird, but I'll explain it. They host the Huskies on Friday for a doubleheader, and then they'll head up to Bloomsburg on Saturday. Our number one ranked women's lacrosse, the sole undefeated team in Division II, they have the weekend off, but they will head to Kutztown on Wednesday for a midweek game against the Golden Bears. And finally, even though the game was 8 days ago, I want to give a shout out to Golden Ram alumni Gino Auriama, the class of 1977, on winning not just his 1,250th game, but his 12th national championship as the head coach of UConn, when his Huskies defeated Don Staley and the South Carolina Gamecocks 82-59. That's a wrap. I'm Kevin Cohn, and this has been your Sports Rundown.
Thanks, Kevin. Sounds like a busy week. Good luck to all of our athletes. And I think that is all the time we have left for this week's episode. As always, thank you for tuning in, and be sure to check us out on our Instagram and TikTok at WCU.studios to stay up to date with the show and other campus news.
With your WCU Weekly News, I'm Evan Vaitia.
And I'm Sarah Collins.